Hello, beta testers, very patient beta testers. Thank you again for bearing with me. I just wanted to introduce some new features to you. This has been a couple of things. There have been a couple of things that I've been working on. In summary, there are some new features here, and there are also some new interiors. They're not a stack of variety, but these will be high resolution ones. Now, when you save and download, it'll be a high resolution, but you've got some new interiors here. Some have got wall art, some have got soft furnishings, some are close up, some are from a distance. So feel free to have a play around with those. Now, these have been, I did commission a photographer along with one of my interior designer friends, and I've said to her that I will put her logo or her watermark on there in exchange for you guys using it for free. So hopefully you get a little bit of use out of that. There will be some before I go through these features, there will be some limitations with the saving. Unfortunately, this is optimized only for one or two artworks at a time in terms of saving it in a scene. You will struggle 70-80% of the time to save more than three or more artworks. So what I suggest is if you've got one artwork, perfect. If you've got two, that's not a problem. If you've got three, you will come across some problems. So just to run through a few of these new features with you now, you won't have to click on these, just hover over them and they'll just drop down automatically. So the first one is shadows. So these shadows here will be, again, the one you're used to, which is the angle. You can change the opacity. You can change the blurriness of the shadow as well, and also the distance. So just have a play around with those. If you're not interested in doing it yourself manually, you can also do the preset ones. And again, if you lost your way and you don't know your way back, just hit reset shadow. The lighting, so this one's an interesting one. Many of you have requested that you can have the ability to adjust the lighting based on the current lighting of the interior. So play around with that. You can also adjust the gradient of the light. So here you can actually adjust how much lighting and from what angle the lighting is coming from in your interior. In your artwork. Now, this will require some trial and error. I haven't mastered it myself yet, but you can actually see the subtle as it goes around. So yeah, play around with that. The frame, pretty much the same. The only difference is the user interface. You can also change. So I'll make this a pink frame. There you go. So play around with that. You can change the gap. So you can make the gap bigger. You can also obviously make the frame a little bit bigger. Now I'm going to change it so you can make the gap a lot thinner, and you can also eliminate the gap if you wanted to. That's not on there yet, but you'll eventually be able to create a really small gap. If you get stuck or you lose your way and you want to go back to the other frame, just hit reset frame. Rotate, straightforward. Perspective, there's only one perspective at the moment, but again, that's pretty much the same, just a different, the menu's just in a different position. Okay, reset that to square. Where were we? Repositioning for those who, let's rotate, repositioning for those who want to move one pixel at a time. Changing the scale. Again, if you've got your own interior, or even these ones here, they're not to scale as yet, so you might have to create it yourself. But let's say that's 12 inches. Confirm that, and let's say we know this is, say, 20 inches. There you go, that should change accordingly. You can change through the different interiors. go through your artworks, and so once again you'll be able to save in high resolution for one or two artworks. You will come into problems if you've got more than two artworks. So the workaround at the moment is that, let's say for example you do have let's say you do have three artworks on there. The best way, or the workaround solution here is, oh gosh, that's an ugly combination of paintings. The workaround solution here is to jump onto your PC. There's a native product called the Snippet tool. I'm sure many of you savvy people are aware. Pin to taskbar, so that appear just here. And then what you do is so again you click it, new, and then you simply just hit save. So you've got, it's not going to be the highest resolution, but it'll do if you've got a bunch of interiors. So it's just a nice, quick, easy way of working around that. What else can I tell you? These undo and redo are a little bit temperamental. I'm not sure how many of you use that. I certainly haven't been using it. It's been a little bit problematic. So if something doesn't work, don't worry. It will eventually get fixed. So just concentrate on the main functions, which is being able to upload your art, choose the right scene, change the shadowing, change the frame, save, and then download. Now, when you are saving artwork or the scene, you will notice a couple things. So if I hit save, now there's a shadow that will come up on one of the artworks. Don't worry about that. That will be removed. So it's a bit of a bug at the moment. So don't worry too much about that. That'll disappear. Sometimes that will happen. You just need to click. You just need to click on your artwork, and that'll resolve itself. Anything else? So there's this feature here, but yeah, just scroll down to. And the other thing is, if you have increased the size of your viewport or this screen here to more than 100%, when you've got more than one artwork, that happens. So if you've got 100% just here, it won't move around. But if you have zoomed in, every time you move a piece of art, the whole interior moves. Very annoying. It's buggy. It is being resolved at the moment, but I just thought I'd introduce, even though it's a little bit premature, I thought I'd just introduce the new features to you, just so you can familiarise yourself with it. But these things will be ironed out in the very near future. But the way around this little bug here is just to go back to 100%, and that should work fine. So thank you for listening to me, and hopefully I've addressed many of the questions that you have. And if you do have any questions, just ask it in the open forum. There are many helpful people that will answer them on my behalf if I'm not around, given the time difference. Okay, hopefully you enjoy, and feel free to. I am looking for more beta testers. So if you do have friends and fellow artists that you've mentioned the product to, let them know. They're welcome to come use it and have a play around. Just let them know that it's certainly not perfect. All right, have a good evening or afternoon or morning.